Star Wars is now 40 years old.
Welcome to Fat Man Batman. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Mark Bernard.
Okay, so Star Trek Discovery is happening, whether you want it to or not.
What is the sonic power Black Canary uses called in the comic book?
Canary cry?
Correct!
Do you want 10% off of all your purchases on Jinx.com? Well then, head on over there and use the promo code QUITSTALLING_366 when you check out and save yourself 10% off of all the gamer and geek swag you can get your grubby little paws on. Yes, that's right. It is the Overwatch anniversary sale where you can get 25% off of accessories. Discounts apply automatically during checkout. Yes! Check out what's new and hot as well, because you can get yourself an Overwatch Lucio On Tour Premium tee, or support K-pop star / actress / world saver Hana Song, aka Diva, with the Overwatch Battle Mecha Diva Premium tee. Head on over to Jinx.com, use the promo code QUITSTALLING_366 on all your merchandise that isn't already discounted. Yes, QUITSTALLING_366 at checkout. Save yourself 10% off of everything that you can get your hands on. My name is Herald Silvestre, and I welcome you here to the Quit Stalling Media Studios where I'm recording live here for the Quit Stalling Geekcast. Welcome everyone in the chat, whether you be a grasshopper or let's see, what can I name my following? The Harkonauts. Welcome everyone. Ooh. All right, and all you stallers that have quit stalling, welcome. Yeah, and it's not just about me today, all right? I know that you might come for the artist formerly known as Herald, but we also have someone who can teach you the art of laughter. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the man known to his grasshoppers as Sensei Humor. It's Derek O'Brien!
Woo! Get a little delayed, but yo, what is up, everybody? It's gonna be a really exciting show today. Sorry, my voice is kind of like lower today.
Oh, don't be sorry.
I actually don't know why. I'm not sick. Maybe I'm finally hitting puberty. That could be a good sign. But yeah, I was just thinking about that too for followers. If we call them stallers, it's kind of bad.
Oh my
so
God.
maybe we leave it up to you guys in the chat. What do you guys think are some ideas we should call you guys for followers?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
It's all about the fans, So if you guys make the name, I think it's a lot more justice that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We've gotten some ideas thrown around by folks like Francis and Iron Hammer Stream. We have one that spawned off of the Quit Stalling Overwatch Online Open, the Overwatch tournament we held 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. Because we called that the QSU, taking out the acronym QSO.
Oh.
So we called it the QSU. And then they were like, we could use Q Society.
That's not bad.
It works.
That's not bad. I like that one.
The Q Society.
That's cool.
Yeah. We can throw up a lot of these and throw up a poll maybe.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
One of these days. Yeah.
I know we have a lot of creative people watching the show, so we'll get there. We'll nail it on the head eventually. Yes, queen. All right.
Yes,
but like we mentioned during the pre-show, no Juancho today because he's probably spending time with his family before he has to head back to America. So he's in Manila right now and doing his thing. So Juancho, man, hope you're having a good time. We're looking forward to having you back on the show, and Derek, on something you and I have been whipping up with a couple of other Quit Stalling hosts. Oh yeah. So Derek and I have been role-playing a little bit of World of Warcraft with some of the Quit Stalling hosts and team. It's been fun, man. I've been having a lot of fun. We've been role-playing some World of Warcraft with the likes of young Fergus Grizzle, aka JM Torres from the Quit Stalling Scrim Knights, and Sorbetes, who we got to play with yesterday.
Yeah, dude, that was fun, man. And
Always fun.
if you guys missed it, I'm pretty sure I have it on mine, but I'm pretty sure Harold has it recorded as well. This is a lot of good stuff, man. It's a lot of good stuff. We had a lot of fun, and a lot of the content was great. Didn't really progress a lot through the quests, but the role playing was awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's all that matters, right? It was fun, man.
Yeah, like we could honestly burn through the leveling scene in like a day and a half, and it wouldn't be fun,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And that's why we're doing what we're doing. Is we're role playing, where we're exploring the world. We're literally adventuring through the World of Warcraft because we want a different take on things. Because you can play by yourself and just burn through the content, and
Right, exactly.
you'll have your fun, but it's gonna be different.
Oh yeah.
So
And it's the funny thing is that a lot of people might think that we have this all scripted, but definitely not. We just all improv off the top of our heads. It was just so funny, and it's so funny to us. You could even hear us laughing at each other. Like that was like the first time I role played with JM. That was the first time I actually officially ever talked to him. So it was just really funny. You know what I mean? And
I think it just added to it too. Like
right,
the fact that
it did, man. It was really awesome. So, but yeah, I stay tuned for that more. We're gonna be definitely doing that a lot more.
Yeah, definitely.
Be more of the hungry feast.
Hungry Fist, yeah. So it's a mixture of improv, a little bit of comedy, a lot of like showing the new guys what WoW was like, and just a lot of exploration. It's the feels of learning a new game with someone who's seasoned with the games. So it's fun. It's good fun, and we hope you guys enjoy it as well.
Yes.
Yes. So Derek, man, aside from playing World of Warcraft with me, and learning about the inner workings of Hungry Fist's mind, what else have you been up to recently?
Recently, to be honest, I think it's the World of Warcraft is all I've been. Usually, when I get into like games like World of Warcraft that are like MMOs, I do a lot of research. So usually at night, I'm like watching videos.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dude, I do it all the time. It's crazy. It's like the amount of stuff I watch. Just kind of seeing like when I remember when we first started, that's what I was doing was watching lots of videos to see what class I wanted to play. I like having a strong class, and that's also fun at the same time. So doing a lot of research, and then once I figure out that class, I watch lots of videos on how like the rotations are, what should I be prioritizing, blah 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 blah. Haven't done a lot of Fortnite, at least since the last week we've been on. I haven't played a lot of Fortnite. I think I played once this week. Having a little bit of issues, as you guys were on the pre-show. A lot of my textures are not loading properly. So I'm doing the thing I've been telling myself I was going to do for the longest time is download it on the PC and play with my controller. So that will be a new take and a lot more challenging against PC players. But for the meantime, you guys will probably see me playing a lot more World of Warcraft because it's fun, man. And I want to probably level up more. Still deciding if I want to like level up my RP guy or do another one. That way I'm with everybody level wise in the RP. You know what I mean? I don't want to make it like, oh, I can just, you know what I mean? If I'm like too high of a level and I'm just kind of with you guys, it would be kind of like boring.
Yeah, for you especially.
So, but yeah,
you'll just be like either one-shotting things or sitting back and waiting for everyone to do this.
Exactly. So it's gonna be fun. But yeah, how about you, Harold? What you been up to, man?
Oh man, aside from World of Warcraft, it's like I got my juices re-energized this week. I've been working on a lot of quit stalling stuff, working on clips, things that we're releasing in the coming weeks, and prepping for the big quitties that we need to finalize the schedule for. So sending out awards and certain things, you know what I'm saying. So people's trophy mantles might be getting an upgrade.
Might be something behind me here in a few weeks or so.
Who's to assume? Who's to say? We gotta wait for the actual show to find out. But
you're right. You're right.
One or two people, You know, maybe the producers of Into the Spider-Verse will be having new trophies on there.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You guys are welcome, by the way.
Yeah, right. Seriously. I mean, you know who we are, obviously.
I mean, they're watching right now, Derek. All right. Well,
I know
welcome
they
in
are.
the chat.
They know.
All right.
They know what's going on. They know.
The whole crew of Sony and Into the Spider-Verse. Thank you, all 7,000.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, thank
giving
you.
us views.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, Derek, you know, some people, some of them, they just have us in the background because they love the white noise. But a lot of them, you know, they actually listen. They actually pay attention to what we talk. Our
Right.
opinions matter
Right.
to them.
They're in the quit stalling verse, as you could say. You know, they're here. They're here.
Yes. We could call our
And
following the quit
every-
stalling verse and take a page out of the WWE.
Yeah, right.
Everyone out there in the quit stalling verse.
Yeah. Listen up now. Just start going
We
crazy.
just kicked Juancho's butt out of the show.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Tossed him out of the arena. All right, that's the last you'll ever hear of him, brother.
He was the Toby that didn't make it. And now, yeah. The Toby that didn't make the bad universe one. That was funny.
Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like eventually our shows are just gonna be like one big wrestling show, and we're gonna start like tossing people over the top rope. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I know exactly. Like, okay, who's next? Who's up there?
next?
Your turn. Bye.
All right,
Yeah.
All right. Mick, here you go. All right. Bye.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right. Oh man, Jack, we got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat who's watching right now, everyone listening at home. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
What's up?
What? What? But we got some news today. We got some news to
Oh,
tackle.
yeah.
So
Some great news.
some great news, sense of humor. So we might as well get to it. Here we go, guys. Let's talk
do
about
it.
Let's talk about the news, Derek. Here we go.
Yes, I see. Good news, everyone!
It's the news, and it's brought to you by Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar. Check them out at 713 Mission Avenue at Oceanside, California. If you're in California, swing by Oceanside and check out Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar, where you can get your fix. Where you can get your fix of pastries, comics, and coffee. What? Coffee and comics in the same place? Yes! Head on over to Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar in Oceanside, California, and get yourself your Java fix and your weekly dose of comic book goodness. Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar. Head on over there. Derek.
Every
man, we got
time
a lot-
I see that Black Panther cookie, I want to eat it so bad.
I know, man. And I haven't had breakfast yet. I just want.
I know. It's like
I
you
want a
guys are
cookie.
tempting me with your cookies. Thanks, guys. What
Thanks.
kind of crap is that? Seriously.
Damn it.
had to do one.
Had to do it. Had to be done. It had to be done. All right.
Had to be
In the
done.
news today, Sensei Humor. Are you familiar with the man known as James Cameron?
I am. Is that the mighty director of not only Titanic, but one of the greatest movies that I love personally, Avatar?
Yes, Derek. That is the same guy, and he's also prominently mentioned in a TV show on Hulu called Future Man. I really suggest you check it out. I think it's your cup of tea. Check out
I
Future
see you,
Man.
Harold. I see you.
I see you too. I see you too. All right.
I
Well,
mean, damn it! Now I want to watch the movie.
Jackson.
Jigsaw.
Oh man. But sadly, Derek, your one of your favorite franchises, Avatar, will have the release dates of the sequels
Yeah.
pushed back by at the very least 1 year for Avatar 2 and 1 to 2 years for the rest. So
You know, I'm kind of happy, and
Oh,
I'll tell you
really?
why.
go.
James Cameron, as we all know, is usually that type of a director. Announces something way before it comes out, like way before. But when it comes out, it's great. You know what I mean? So the
Yeah.
fact that I mean, for me, that he's saying it's getting pushed back, it means he wants to make it better. Hopefully, there's things he wants to tune up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, Avatar was great. I remember when I watched that movie, I walked out of there It's one of those movies where you walk out, you're like, dude, that's like, I think that was the best movie I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watch other stuff and then you say the same thing, but it had that effect. Like, I know for sure. I walked out of there and I was like, man, this was a good movie. Yeah. Especially when he rode the freaking Turk Mukdo. Man, that thing was, woo, that was sick. Like, see, now I'm going to watch it. I already know what movie I'm watching this week.
Might as well.
But yeah, and the world's beautiful. And it's, the thing I like about James Cameron, man, is that he does these movies, literally the simplest, like, theme. If you think about it. Avatar is metaphorically cowboys and Indians, obviously.
Yeah,
right.
Pocahontas.
And dude, he turned that small, theme into the beautiful world. I think there's like Avatar rides at like Universal now and stuff, or somewhere, isn't there?
Yes.
Right.
Or
and
is
so
it in development? Hold on. Let me check it out.
Yeah, exactly. So dude, it's good, man. It's a good show.
It's Disney. It's in development on Disney. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And then of course Gamora plays a great on the movie as well. Right. And it's funny because I remember when I was watching that movie, I'm like, I know this is CGI, but that girl looks familiar, like her just facial expressions. And then I found out it was Zoe. I was like, I knew it. I knew it's someone familiar. And dude, I'm pretty sure like Avatar was like the start or like the point of like a CGI age. Because like I remember when that movie came out, like the CGI was way different than what usually came out. Yeah, like they had like, you know, the dots and stuff like that. And like I remember that one scene where just the world where like these little flowers would like fly up and flutter, and it's like you hear in interviews like James Cameron saying we have like 12 animators just on that little part alone. So it's like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It opened up this world to like way more vast CGI type movies, which is awesome. Yeah, look at that. My girl Gamora right there. Mm-hmm. Not related to Juancho Saldana, just to throw that out there.
A different Saldana lineage.
Because if he was related to Zoe, I would be related to Juancho too. Let's just put it that way.
No offense to Chloe in the glare side over wife there.
Yeah, I just look back and my wife's just like looking at me like. But yeah, for me, I think it's good that they're pushing, but I feel like they're taking their time. What do you think? Do you kind of like it? Kind of you not like it, or?
I'm on the same boat as you. You know, if you feel like you can make it better, then there's no reason why you have to rush to release it. You know, especially when it's your vision. You know, when you're someone like James Cameron who's sort of a perfectionist. There's no reason why you shouldn't push it back, especially if you want it to come out in the way you imagined it. And by the sounds of it, there's no pressure on Disney's end to have them release it anytime soon, because they do have the cash cows in Marvel properties and in Star Wars properties.
Yep.
Right? So
exactly.
I'm all for this. But I can't help but think, Derek, about what he said in regards to Avengers Endgame and the Marvel properties, where he was saying, you know, superheroes. He said this like a year ago or 2 years ago. He was saying superheroes, you know, he pretty much downplayed superhero movies, and he's saying, you know, it's a fad. It's never going to be a big thing. And he was talking about Avengers Endgame never having a chance to come close to Avatar numbers. And look where they are now, man. Breathing down the neck of Avatar. Water.
Which, you know, and to be honest, I would think that, or thought that Infinity War would have got more. A lot of people liked Infinity War better than Endgame. But it's just that hype, man. It's that hype. Especially, I think now, like when that might be the thing too. Maybe James Cameron saw that and I was like, God damn it. Now I got to step it up because I said all this crap. And now my movie's got to be like way better than that. You know what I mean? So, which is good. And it's like, I bet you the time James Cameron said that, like nowadays, our age of media and how fast things spread. You know what I mean? Yeah. So with that, you know what I mean? It's true. It's all the hype, dude. There's a lot of people that never, ever watched Marvel, but Endgame, they wanted to watch it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're watching the other movies, but they're like, oh, everyone's watching this movie. Might as well watch it too. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, man. I
James
totally
Cameron,
agree.
we're expecting a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like you're right. Yeah, he was ballsy to say, like, he was talking about like Avengers fatigue and superhero fatigue. He was talking about how there are more stories to tell, which is kind of ironic. But
Yeah.
you know, if it breeds competition, if it makes creators want to step their game up, and we're looking at you, DC Extended Universe, then by all means, you know, push your movies back, make them better, because it's only good for the fans. It's only good for people
Take
consuming the
your time,
content.
please.
Yeah. Because in the Hollywood world we get nowadays, where everything's just being pumped out like a machine, it's a relief to hear that creators like James Cameron are more than willing to push dates back to make sure that it comes out great.
Right. Exactly. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it takes much time. I will be 80 years old still waiting for that movie to come out. Just
Yes.
take your time with it. DC, yes, you need to listen to this. I feel like James Cameron's statement was like directed subtly at DC, or like unknowingly directed.
sure.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I know at the beginning, like you watch the beginning of Marvel movies, you're like, damn, look at the qualities of their movies now to like what
Yes.
it was. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But obviously, you got to have a train to get there. It just doesn't happen. Yeah. So, James Cameron,
100%, man.
you better put your money where your mouth is. This is all I gotta say.
I agree, man. I wholeheartedly agree, and I can't wait.
Right.
I can't wait.
But you know, like I honestly would have never thought, like when I heard Avatar 2 is coming out, I would never have imagined that it would. You know what I mean? I think it raises the question too, if the same actors are coming back.
Yes,
or
they are.
They are. That's good.
If
That's
I'm not
good.
mistaken, a lot of the scenes had been already shot, and I guess they're gonna do a lot of reshoots and depending on the story they're working on. But it's a crazy project. It's a very ambitious project to do 5 movies in that universe, and I hope they do it well. I just really hope they do it well.
Oh yeah, exactly. I completely agree. And I haven't seen the guy who plays Jake Sully. I haven't really seen him in a lot of movies. So I don't know if maybe he's
as like the next big action star. In the
Right.
world of 3D, Sam Worthington.
right. You just don't. I mean, maybe he's on a show that I just don't know about, which is possible. There's a lot of actors that I thought fell off, but they're like on their own TV show. I just haven't seen him. That from what I know.
He's been in a bunch of not so known movies throughout the teens of the 2010 to 2019 years,
Gotcha.
but he hasn't really been on TV aside from one show. I think he's just busy on Avatar, man. I think he's just 100% busy on Avatar.
It's true.
And
Yeah.
he did Hacksaw Ridge and that whole Wrath of the Titans series. So
That's right. Wrath of the Titan. He was on that. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. He was. So that's. I guess that'd
Yeah,
be the
like-
more recent.
yeah, but I guess like he's probably been busy on this and probably just cashing in on Avatar.
Yeah, which is good. Which is fine, man. Devote yourself. Let me feel that feeling again.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Oh,
See, and that's the thing. When I hear that 2, 3, and 4 coming out.
yeah,
What James Cameron said could be true, but then again, problems with movies like Avatar 1 is you love it, but like throughout the years it dies because there's nothing to follow anymore. But with
hear you.
superhero movies, you always can follow something. There's always
Yeah.
a line. You're always looking forward to what's next, but we've never thought Avatar 2 can come out. So
Yeah.
now, and you're 3 and 4, so there's going to be, I feel like there'll be a hype train now. It's going to be, I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what James is going to bring to the table.
oh yeah, and just what you said reminded me of Star Wars. You know, when you were saying like you'd be 80 years old and still waiting for it. It's like how people feel about Star Wars.
Yeah.
When the hype for the Phantom Menace was happening, you know, they were like, oh, we're finally getting more Star Wars, and it's gonna be the explanation of all this stuff. Like, fans will always be there waiting in the wings for more story if
Yep.
they enjoy the story.
Exactly.
Yeah, George R.R. Martin. All right, let's move on so we can get to that part of the show. But
Yeah.
you know, we're talking a lot about projects that have been in the works for a while, Derek, and one of those projects is from Nickelodeon, or 2 of those projects are from Nickelodeon. One is Rocko's Modern Life. There's a movie that's been in the works for the longest time now. I think since 2017. We talked about it 2 years ago when it was just in production, and since then we haven't really heard much of it. And it turns out it was in a bit of limbo at Nickelodeon, and now with a little help from Netflix, both Rocco's Modern Life and its movie and Invader Zim's movie will be hitting our interweb screens fairly soon. So Netflix has picked up both Rocco's Modern Life's movie and Invader Zim's movie, and with their help, it's going to be on Netflix. So looking forward to that. That's the first update we've had in a long time.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, like, I love stuff like this because this is literally aimed at us. Yeah. Obviously, it's not aimed at people who don't know the show. But, yes. But then again, it's good because when you bring movies out like this, it might encourage people to, go back into the old shows, especially the younger kids, which Definitely. I like. And I'm happy that, like, I've said this on the show before. Like, I don't know. I like how they're bringing old cartoons. They're still trying to make them happen because I think that should never die. I don't think they should ever kill that off. Like, this animation style.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially with Disney. Don't get me wrong. The live action movies are cool, but, like, it kind of kills an era off of cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love how shows like this are doing that. So that's good. I'm excited for this. I hope it doesn't, like you said, it was in limbo for a while. I hope they were taking their time with it also and, making sure it was good and entertainable, especially with the generation. The younger kids nowadays get very bored with stuff very easily. So.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I just hope it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah, man. Nostalgia alone will power this baby. And we had a little bit of, I think what stalled it was a bit of a flop in Hey Arnold's The Jungle movie. It wasn't what people were expecting. They were planning this whole thing where they'd have a TV show follow it up. So that's probably in limbo as well. So yeah, it's a
good
tough
luck,
time.
pretty much. But you guys can do it.
Yeah, I know. Like nostalgia drives a lot of people, but at the same time, you got to deliver on it. You got to do a good job and treat it with respect. And speaking of nostalgia,
sure it's tough too.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I'm sure it's tough that trying to bring back the same people that's done it like after so many years later. You know what I mean? It's hard to do, but if you can pull it off, you can pull it off. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, obviously, if they tried to make another Office, it'd be kind of different. You know what I mean? It's not the same.
Oh, like the Office TV show.
Right. I mean, sometimes things aren't good when you bring them back.
Yeah.
Like Whose Line? I love Whose Line, but when it came back, it was different. It was different. It's not the same. It's not that it wasn't good.
Drew Carey.
It's not the same. Yeah, it just wasn't the same. Like I said, it was funny, but it's just that something's off. You know what I mean? So you got to be very careful when they do stuff like this.
I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. Aisha Tyler is great. I love her on Archer, but as the host of Whose Line and the gimmicks that they had where they bring out a guest star every episode is weird. It wasn't.
Yeah. That's kind of weird.
It was a little weird. All right. In other nostalgia news, Derek, we got more Nickelodeon news where all that is officially coming back on June 15 with special guests, the Jonas Brothers. This got me off guard.
The Joe Bros are in town. Speaking, bro. I used to do that joke all the time. I'm like, dude, I can't work. Like, why? Dude, the Jonas Brothers are in town this weekend. That was from Hangover, though. If I'm 100%, if I remember.
I think so.
Yeah. I can't. The Jonas Brothers are in town this week.
Shout out to Kebu TV who's now hosting us. Thank you, Kebu. Bimo King Abu in the chat was on the chat earlier. I totally missed it. Bimo King Abu was saying Zoe Saldana is very marketable when we were talking about Avatar. And I have to agree, man. She's in. We missed mentioning this. She's been in every top movie box office hit.
Right.
Ever. So she's been in Avatar. She's been in what's it called?
Avengers.
Both Avengers Infinity War and Endgame.
And Guardians,
And Guardians. So like box office money Zoe Saldana is, or really good agent is what she has.
Dude, you know what I'm saying too? It's like just kind of a side note on she picks her parts well.
Yeah.
She was also on that one Hispanic movie, Machete, and that was a good movie.
With
Dude, that
Danny
was a good
Trejo.
movie. What's that?
That was with Danny Trejo, right?
Yeah, dude, and that was a good movie. She was also in dang, it's a similar movie. I can't remember the name. It's like Isabella or something like that. But anyways, she's in Guess Who also, which is a great movie with Ashton Kutcher. That's like the first movie I saw her in. Dude, she's sexy to me, man. I don't know. It's just girls that are like look like that and they're like can be fierce. And you could tell like she's in a little bit like role play. Not like that, but like I'm saying like fantasy. Yeah, I can't. That sounds weirder. Like Dungeons and Dragons. There you go.
Medieval
you know what I mean?
fantasy.
Like, yes, you could tell like that's not uncomfortable for her. Like if you see her avatar, like videos of with that thing in her face, and she's just, I love it, man. That's just like, shall we come over? But no, so what I was trying to say was like, when I've been rewatching the Avengers. It's like, I remember when Guardians first came out, that was like the start of a new type of Marvel superhero movie. All the other movies before Guardians were so serious.
Yes.
A little bit of funny, of course, but like Guardians was set to be like, you know what I mean? The trailer was hilarious. It's like everyone noticed like when Thor Ragnarok trailer came out, like, oh, it looks like Guardians. You know what I mean? It's like, right. And that's good. And she was a part of that. She was at the start of that. So she's, very marketable indeed.
Definitely. I'd have to agree. And I don't know, man. I've never met Zoe Saldana, but she seems like a nice person. So,
she does.
If we ever get her on the show, Zoe, if you're watching right now,
I mean,
looking forward to it.
Come on in. You know,
we'll get Juancho
you might you might be connected to Juancho. You never know. But might as well come on the show and find out. You know, why not?
Oh boy, thinking ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Oh, one more cartoon to talk about, Derek. Disenchantment is coming back September 20. So this,
I've heard,
along with Final Space in rumored to be in June, rumored to be in a couple of weeks from now.
Please.
I can't wait. A lot of oh man, there's a lot coming out.
What the crap? Come out faster.
I know. It's taking too long. Okay.
It really has.
Derek, we mentioned this last week. A man who is known in the circles as more of a sparkly person. Yeah, as more of a sparkly person on screen.
Yeah.
Has been
kind of bat. You know, that's
was he ever a bat? Actually, I was thinking about this.
A forest, like a forest bat. You know, I call them the weak bats because they don't even have a form. Just forest bat.
Okay, let's get to. I think we should get to the point. Robert Pattinson is rumored to be in final talks to play Batman, and we spoke about this last week with Juancho on the show. And the thing is, Derek, we're not quite sure which Batman he'll be playing, and people are assuming it's Bruce Wayne. But other fans on the internet have been throwing about the idea,
which I hope is true,
of Robert Pattinson playing Terry McGinnis, aka
that was like one of my
Batman.
favorite cartoon Batmans watching too. So,
oh, okay.
I just like that style, like the art style. That's why.
Yeah. It's
you know what I mean?
It's the what's it called? The Batman animated series art style. So. He's been rumored to also, not rumored, but fans are actually clamoring for him to play Terry McGinnis, the Batman from Batman Beyond. Oh. And people are saying you can get Michael Keaton on as Bruce Wayne, as older Bruce Wayne, because he's the perfect age right now.
He is. Actually, yeah, he is. But the only thing that sucks is he doesn't have that, like, that accent that makes you feel, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I Actually, I don't know. Michael Keaton's a great actor. He probably does have it up his sleeve, to be honest. But I haven't heard.
What are you looking for? What are you looking for with Michael Keaton?
Like a very like English, like yes, I'm Alfred. You know what I mean? Like a very. I can't imagine him as like a proper person. He's always been like kind of like the main guy in a lot of movies. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I always.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like Alfred is always very proper. That's
no. He's not as Alfred, as older Bruce Wayne.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Alfred. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, older Bruce Wayne.
That threw me off. Then yes, I think he'd be perfect.
Like he'd reprise his role as the Bruce Wayne from his Batman movies, and then he'd be the mentor for Terry. You know, he'd be the.
I gotcha. That works. That's
he'd be the guy in the chair.
Better. Yeah, exactly. Young Bruce, and he has that like voice, dude. Like especially in Spider-Man: Homecoming, Vulture, you could tell he has that like menacing, like but like respectable, like voice. You know what I mean?
And terrifying, like he could be so scary and firm, you know.
Yeah, and honestly, I love this combo. But my only 2 cents on this is that if just please stop changing, just keep something. Just if you're gonna do it, I feel like half the reason why I don't like the idea of Robert Pattinson as Batman is because there's been so damn many Batmans already. Like, just whatever you do, just please, DC, just try to keep it. I mean, he was in a long movie with Twilight, so maybe there's hope. So, you know what I mean? He's more prone to like he accepts like longer terms. So, please, just keep it for a while.
I hear you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I'll be happy with that.
You'd rather it not be a one movie deal. You'd rather he have a longer, more prominent role.
Yeah, because I love Batfleck. I love that, but he's been in 2 movies and he's done already. It's like, come on, man.
It is a bit of a bummer, isn't it?
It is, and they had a lot of like in Batman vs Superman. A lot of good potential with the fight scenes. Oh man, I'm like, damn, this could be good. But nope.
Yeah.
Sorry. Damn you, media had to crush his damn dreams and hello darkness, my Dude, that meme never gets old. I love that.
I remember
I go
that.
back
That
to that video.
was brutal. That was brutal.
Yeah, just sitting there. I feel bad. And jeez,
Really
for all we know, Henry might not even be Superman anymore, but we never know.
Henry Cavill, yeah, there've been
a lot of hints.
Yeah, a lot of hints. Yeah, so it's not a good time to be a DC superhero actor.
Girl. Yeah, and it sucks, dude, because honestly, I've always personally enjoyed the DC stories better than Marvel. I like the Marvel characters more. Yeah, I love the Marvel characters more, but the DC like storylines are amazing. So. Especially like Batman's Tower of Babel. Oh my god, dude, the things. Well, they pretty much made a movie out of it, but it's like cartoon. But a lot of people.
Yeah. I hear you.
Right.
Yeah, so it's tough. It's tough, and hopefully, they get justice. Hopefully, things turn out for the better in the near future for DC especially.
Yeah, I hope so too. Just take your time. Take a learning note from Marvel. They taught you well, you guys. They took a long time with 10+ years. And now look at it. If you did, dude, just imagine if like DC did that. Right now, we would probably have the sickest movie.
You think?
You know what I mean? I'm saying like if they like, because obviously Marvel's had some flops, Green Lantern. You know what I mean? And it's, but so
it's not a Marvel.
Like, I'm sorry. I meant to say DC's had some flops, Green Lantern, but Marvel's had some flops too, like the Hulk. Yeah. So like, you know what I mean? You can push it aside, but just keep the story moving, because then when they redo stuff, then you guys are starting fresh, and then you're gonna have those actors get tired, and then you guys start over again, and it's just like, just keep it going, just keep pushing DC. Come on, we want I want some great movies, man. There's some great villains in DC too, and it's like,
Yeah. Shazam was a breath of fresh air. Hopefully they can continue that
definitely.
momentum.
Perfect word. Yes.
Yeah.
Breath of fresh air, indeed. Very good, Zach. Which is weird because there's a big trend, I feel like, of actors that are like in the opposite movie, like of Marvel, or you know what I mean. Like you had Ryan Reynolds in DC, goes over to Marvel. You have Zachary, who was in Thor 2, goes over to Shazam. And it's just like, I just think it's funny.
No, yeah, true. And then you get that whole cross-pollination within its own ecosystem thing where Chris Evans was Human Torch and he played Captain America, which I think no one would be opposed to now. You know, I think everyone has gotten
That's what
accustomed
I was
to
saying. He's retiring the Captain America role to become Human Torch again.
That's his next role. He's gonna be the Human Torch. You're a lot like someone we used to know.
You know, honestly, like, they could do it. Like, they could just say, one of the timelines he went back to, he got these, like, powers from the snap, and he turned into, like, a flame dude.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that
It could happen. It could happen. You never know.
It could.
It's
Hopefully
Marvel.
it doesn't.
Yeah. You know, whatever it takes.
Oh, that reminds me. Before we move on to Game of Thrones, that reminds me. I saw this thing on Reddit where it was in the comments section where someone did art for Captain America holding the shield and Mjolnir. Spoiler alert. I think I have that soundbite fixed already. Here we go. Is it fixed? Is it fixed? Which button is it?
I feel like this is this a picture?
Alert.
There. No, so there was a picture of someone did art where it's Cap holding the shield and the hammer, and then someone in the comments was like,
"Give me 2 seconds."
Apparently Derek is getting something, but yeah. So I saw this in the comments section.
It's a weird timeline coincidence.
What's going on, Derek?
Was this the picture?
I think that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
God damn it!
Badass.
Focus.
That's badass. No, but yeah, like.
But yeah.
Sorry to the audio
cool.
listeners. Yeah, sorry to the audio listeners. So someone in the comment section was saying, wouldn't it have been badass if, as Captain America's last resort, he used the arc reactor that Tony gave him against Thanos, and it sprouted armor?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been badass? So he would have had all the major three guys' gear. And then someone did fan art based on that comment and then gave the guy credit for having the idea. He did the fan art of Captain America wearing a suit, holding Mjolnir and the broken shield. And I'm going to try and look for it right now. But
damn, you got to send that to me if you find it, because that'd be sick, dude. Like, yeah, that would have been like the trio. That would have been so sick. And he could have done the, because he has the mark where you can just like point and it goes there. You know what I mean? He did in Iron Man 3. He could have done it to Cap like chest or like, oh man, that'd have been so cool. Actually, now that I think about it, that'd have been awesome. That would have been awesome. It would have
been, and I don't think I saved it, but it would have been so good, right?
Dude, you know what, too? Because Tony, in the beginning of the movie, rips that off and gives it to him. He says, "You're gonna put this on and hide." Dude, that would have been like a perfect metaphor or a foreshadow, dude. Oh, you're like Tony.
Like they would have just squeezed everything in, but I think
it
would have been a little too much. But you know, like it would have been cool. It would have been fan service. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, or dude, it could have been. He had the nanotechnology, puts it on an Iron Patriot suit. I mean, that's Captain America colors right there.
Exactly.
That'd have been sick.
Man, I wish.
I honestly wish that. Yeah, the fight with him and Thanos could have been longer because that was so badass, man. I was just like, oh, please last. It didn't last too long, but it is Thanos. So,
BMO King of Boo in the chat says that's in the 4-hour director's cut.
please. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh, I found it, Derek.
You did. Nice.
I'm gonna throw it up. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen.
Hell yeah, dude.
So you can see it, and the rest of the world can see it. Let me bring it up. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. That's our mixer.
Whoa, dude, that's crazy. He's not even a man.
No. Damn you.
Oh, dude, see. Damn, that would be so cool. Oh man,
Isn't that good?
dude.
So shout out to Slice of Hell, who came up with the idea, and Night2N on Reddit for throwing it together, for throwing the actual artwork together. This is good. It would have been like super duper duper fan service.
Dude, that would have been awesome. And I bet you now, I bet you had the Russo brothers like, God damn, that's actually a really good idea. We should have done that. And that would have been good too, because honestly, that could have been Tony's last hurrah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That'll be in Beam, like Bimo said, that'll be in the 4-hour director's cut.
Yeah, for sure. The deleted scene that they added to the Blu-ray version exclusively. Yeah.
I'd be down. I'd be so down. I'd
definitely buy it.
Oh man. All right, Derek. Well, we've talked a lot about other geek and nerd properties. I think it's time we tackled the most prominent one at the moment. Don't you?
I believe thou art right.
Well then, Sensei Humor, it's time to talk about Game of Thrones. And we are so sorry for Juancho, because he's not going to be here on this final episode of the Game of Thrones recap. We will not be going back to Game of Thrones after this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the last time we'll be tackling Game of Thrones on the Quit Stalling Geekcast, because it broke my heart, Derek. They broke my heart.
It did.
All right.
Very much so.
Derek, we're gonna splash through a bunch of scenes as we go through. Let's start off. We got cut off last week. We didn't get to talk about episode 5. So let's start off with this, man. Oh,
yeah.
Where to begin? Where to begin with episode 5?
Huh. Well, definitely a setup episode. Not. I mean.
Well, they burn things to the ground too.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. So, Varys's death, I think, was kind of predictable. Kind of cool how he went out. He knew.
Oh, you think so?
That's what I like. That I liked how he died. He knew. He knew that things are gonna go
Where
bad.
His actions would lead him.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't. Man, where do I start? It's the same thing I've been saying forever. Honestly, I really was the only thing that really made me not like the episode and made me infuriated was how Cersei died.
That's the only the only thing you didn't like about it?
Honestly, dude, it's like the whole series I've been wanting her to die so bad. It's that same feeling I had for Joffrey, but Joffrey's death was so satisfying. And I think everyone can agree with that. That like when he was dying, everyone was just like, yes, like it's die, happening. You stupid
it's
little
happening.
prick. Yeah, it's just like, you know what I mean? And that's great acting. And that's, you know what I mean? And I'm not like Cersei's, or the actress who plays Cersei's great actress. I hated her so much that I wanted her to die. I waited 7 seasons for a rock to fall on her head. Like, it's just stupid. I didn't like that at all. I really wanted Daenerys to maybe have her dragon chew her up a little bit.
Be nice.
Rip off some limbs or something. Or just like satisfying. Something bloody or satisfying. Very quick. I honestly had that thought, like, maybe, I'll see what happens in episode 6. Maybe she's alive. Nope. So that was shut off. I just was still... I was mad at how Daenerys killed the city. Not really mad. I mean, obviously, I didn't like how they did that so abruptly. I was like, I remember sitting in my bed, and I'm like, Daenerys, no, stop. You won. I'm like literally screaming out loud on the TV, Danny, stop. You already won. And then it's so sad you see Jon there.
You were supposed to bring balance to Westeros,
exactly.
not destroy it.
And you see Jon, dude. Jon is just there like, damn, what did I do? Yeah. Why didn't I stop this? I could have stopped this, You knew he was screwed. It's just a lot of things that, it's like the adventure of these characters you followed through all these seasons were ended in one episode. So it was very disappointing for me in that fact.
Yeah.
I've always been Team Danny from the beginning. She was my favorite house because I love dragons.
Yes. Who doesn't?
You kind of hate her at the end. In one episode did that. And I didn't like that. I didn't like how I didn't ride into it. It was just like, it happened, deal with it. Which kind of sucked.
Right?
Yeah. And I get it. Like a lot of people are defending, like, you don't get the metaphor, the bells, and
we get
it's all
it.
coming back to her. I get that. But like,
we get it.
You don't do that quick. Or like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people won't get that. That's my thing too. It's like you have to, and I get like all that metaphor stuff. It makes sense, but that's not how the show has been. The show has been, you've been writing with the characters, developing with the characters, not things happening right away. Boom, 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 boom. That's what happens. It's been, gradually leading up, and it changed that this whole last season, which I hated. And I knew when episode 3 came out that the rest of the season is going to be like this. I was like, I couldn't really do anything. I was going to watch it. You know what I mean? But there's nothing, exactly what BMO King said too about Cersei. There's no justice in her death. You know what? Like what Grey Room said, there's no justice. There's no justice in the whole damn season, to be honest.
Yes.
And it's just, to me, this is a lot of things, a lot of things that were inconsistent. Like how, and I knew Danny was mad, but how fast Drogo swooped that village was insane. Where was that at? I mean, I get it in the 3rd episode, right? Like, where the hell was that? Firepower.
Just do that.
Right.
Right.
And not even that. It's like, you're telling me one shot behind a cliff killed one of her dragons, but this thing took down an entire city of Ballastay, just lined up from the front and behind, and none of them could have killed that dragon. But just like, dude, there are other. What's that?
I love the jokes where people are like, "Oh yeah, they patched dragons in this version of the game of Thrones, and they increased their flight speed and increased their dodge."
Right.
So
Right. And it's just a lot of things that I didn't get. Like, Danny, you could have went straight for Cersei. Why didn't you? Why did you have to burn the village to get? You could have you were literally behind her at one point of the Iron Fleet. Like, you know what I mean? You went past her to go to the front, pretty much, which is like, I didn't get that. I will say though, the mountain, right? The mountain and the hound fight, I love that. I like how her hand died. Just, psh, like, even that, I would have enjoyed that from Cersei's dying. Just smash her head in, mountain turn on her, something, nothing. It just changed a lot, man. It's just, and I get that she's mad. She's a Targaryen, right? But you know what I mean?
Mad isn't like crazy,
right? And in episode 6, which I'm not gonna get that much into yet since we're still on 5, but like, even I think what Tyrion said kind of is like what everybody was feeling. Like, why you followed Danny? Oh, we followed Oliver all this time when she's with the slaves. She's killed lots of people. But it's different. Really, it's different though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she did it. It was like part of her story, but like the way she did the city was not like how she did the other ones. I feel like it's just like, I don't really know how to say it, but it doesn't feel the same. And I think it's because the cities like where she like liberated the slaves, right? Or like cities we don't follow. We don't know those cities. We didn't have a backstory. We didn't like know people that lived there. We've known King's Landing since the beginning of the season, and she just killed them like in an episode.
Yeah.
And
she gave the people of those other cities an avenue to overthrow their oppressive masters. Here, she burned everyone before even getting a chance to communicate with the people. I think that was essential in the earlier cities that she liberated, is she related with the people. She talked to them, or she knew a representative that allowed her to know the feelings of those people. These people, she just burned up. She was like, Cersei represents the entire King's Landing, and she pisses me off, so I'm killing everyone there.
So I'm just gonna kill everyone else, but not her. I didn't go find her. I just let a rock kill her. You know what I mean? Like, why was like literally
yeah.
Dany? You watched her make the order to kill your best friend, and you didn't go after her. You just expected her to die. Like that's what I'm saying. She never like once was like, "Where's Cersei?" She never asked, "Where's Cersei?" She just like, "Oh, she's probably dead, so I'll just leave her alone." That's why I'm like the whole reason that she was like Missandei too. I thought that was kind of weird. She's always been a very soft-natured girl. For her to say Dracarys, like burn them all, was kind of weird to me.
Instantly.
It was kind of weird. Right. It was kind of out there, like for her person. I thought she was going to say something to Grey where I'm like, I love you. I thought that would have been better. Like, or she would have said, Dany, don't do this. Like, that would have been way better.
And
but
then,
no.
And then have Daenerys rage, you know, and then have her get mad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I understand, like I said, Targaryens are mad people. I get that. And it's like they've said that all season or all show that when a Targaryen's born, they say the gods flip a coin, and this one's going to be good or bad.
That's too quick. Like, if they gave us that way in like season 5, season 4 even,
and like it's just like, and for me, it's not the fact that she did that; it's the fact that it was so abrupt and it just happened. You don't really a lot of the season, you don't have a lot of time to take in what's happened because you're just like, okay, I guess that happened. Which is similar to how I felt about the ending, which we'll get into. But what else about episode 5?
If I could tackle Bimo King of Oo's point in the chat, Bimo says they ignored the reason Daenerys did it, and they're just saying it's because she got mad real quick and had baby rage, which again, too quick. Like I think the main theme that we're going to be tackling in these recaps is it's too quick. She says, Bimo King of Oo in the chat says. She got tired of everyone. Missandei got tired of everyone being ungrateful to Dany in the West. That's our point, right? If they made it a point to emphasize that instead of showing 1,000 shots of Cersei looking over Drogon destroying King's Landing, if they gave us those little bits of Missandei realizing, if we're still on the episode where Missandei says Dracarys, you know, if they gave us scenes where Missandei had interactions with Cersei, or the people of King's Landing booing her for being the emissary of the Dragon Queen, it would have made total sense. It would have made us think, okay, she sees how these people are still on Cersei's side and probably would never get what Daenerys is doing for them. Okay, great. But they gave us gratuitous scenes of Tyrion trying to speak in Valyrian, and they gave us scenes of Sansa being so xenophobic, like, and useless power that she has. Like, there were a lot of scenes that could have been used to further the finale, and we didn't get them. We got needless scenes.
And TP Poker, hello, welcome, man. And yes, you can definitely ask a question. Definitely get to everybody's questions in chat. So just ask whatever you feel, man. But inconsistency in episode 5. Like Arya, why was she even there? There's no point for her to be in King's Landing. She basically went there to almost die. She did nothing. And in episode 6, you see that. She does nothing there. There's no point to have her there. It's just a lot of inconsistency, and they just were like, well, that's what happened. We have to end it. I get it. You got to end the show, but it's like you could have done it, I think, a little bit better, a little bit cleaner, especially with the Starbucks cup. You know, obviously, like for me, that was funny. But like that to me just shows how much they didn't really care. You know what I mean? Like if you really, you gotta like, you know what I mean? This is a one, if not right now, the top show in the world happening.
With good reason.
That stuff, that you should catch that stuff. Like why do you not have an editor looking at stuff? They even had a water bottle caught on the end of season 6 or episode 6. It's like, do you guys not care? Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it sucks, man. It's just sad. I feel like I didn't like, I knew at the end of Game of Thrones, I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to cry when it's end.
Yeah.
I did a little bit, but like not
for the wrong reason.
It wasn't the ending I deserved. I didn't feel there. Like, and this episode 5 was like a lot of the reason, and 3 mainly. 5 wasn't as bad as 3 for me, but again, it's just Bimo King says she when
when someone overtakes your kill death ratio out of nowhere with some dragons,
Yeah.
you're gonna want some. You're gonna want to even the odds a little bit.
I know.
Right?
Well, it's just like I felt bad for her. It's like, dude, you basically went all the way there for the Hound to tell you, dude,
Go home.
you don't do this. And like, Hound, why'd you not tell her that right before they walked in? She almost died.
Talk
You know
about
what I mean?
more useless buildup, right? Like, why have her come along if it makes her look weaker and more afraid with no reason? Like, you spend seasons building up how badass she is and how worthy she is of killing the Night King, and all of a sudden she's afraid to die in Dragonfire? It makes no sense. Like, sure, there's probably a metaphor there of how, you know, she returns to King's Landing and she realizes she's still a child, but you end the series, we'll talk about this later, you end the series with her still being badass, and this ends up being useless. It's needless.
It's like,
and like, Derek, we're about to see it on screen in a little bit. Where the hell does the white horse come from? Like, it all makes no sense. Yes, we know there are metaphors lined in this, but metaphors are supposed to make sense, and it's supposed to have proper build-up, and supposed to, they're supposed to mean something.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be grasping at straws when you see metaphors. You should be figuring out what the writers mean.
Oh, I get that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
A lot of things in what BMO King says. They nerfed her speed. They definitely did. Her speed at the battle in 3 does not match up to King's Landing speed at all.
Yeah.
Took her the whole damn episode to get up there. It took her like 2 minutes to get to the Night King. TP Poker also says,
yes.
May I say RIP to Dennis Hopper, great actor.
Oh,
totally agree. Yes,
Dennis
rest in
Hopper's
peace.
an amazing actor.
Yes. My question is, what do you think will happen to the wildlings? Will another dragon grow? I will answer that question when we get to episode 6.
You kind of mumbled out. Could you repeat the question real quick?
Yeah, the question was, what will happen to the wildlings, and will another giant grow? And we will.
Okay.
I will answer that question, and when we get to episode 6, because we're still on 5, and that's like a more of an end question. So, just stay tuned for that, TP. But yeah, man, it's just 5 wasn't as bad. Like in a nutshell, not as bad as 3, but a lot of things I didn't like, and the main thing that destroyed the whole episode was Cersei for me. Like, I've been wanting her to die very badly and gruesomely, and justice. I didn't get that from a rock falling on her at all, and it's even stupider, which I'm about to say in episode 6, but we'll get there down there. How about you though?
So episode 5 for me, you know, you've talked about a lot of the key scenes, right? Like the Hound getting his revenge on his brother in some way. We've talked about Cersei looking over the balcony a billion bajillion times. I think
Paid a lot of money for that.
I know, man. Again, a lot of scenes that were unnecessary. I hate to sound like a broken record, Derek, and it's because we ended up finding this series so charming, and we ended up loving the good parts more than the bad parts.
Yeah.
Like David Benioff and DB Weiss, you find out now, because people are starting to dig deeper, that they're kind of D-bags. But these D-bags, somehow, with the help of unknowingly, maybe some way knowingly, somehow managed to build this amazing visual universe from George R.R. Martin's books. And yes, their relationship isn't good with him now, and we can see why, probably.
Yeah.
You still have to give them a little bit of credit, because they were able to pull this off. They were able to pitch this to HBO. They were able to get the budget, and you know, these actors with they were able to assemble this crew. You know, you can't take that away from them. You know, they got this far. They got people to love the series up until episode 2 of the season, and you know, yes, there are a lot of flaws, but the fact that they were able to put a Song of Ice and Fire, or is it Fire and Ice? A Song of Ice and Fire on the not the silver screen, the little screen, the TV screen, and have a lot of people know this universe. That is a monumental task. And I want to give them respect for that. I want to give them credit for that. But what they've done to the property, especially in the dying moments of the season. It's all rushed. It is all
it's rushed.
absolutely 100% rushed, and that is its absolutely biggest flaw. You can tell. We shouldn't be able to tell these things as the audience, right? And you see it in episode 5 out of 6 in this season. And I don't want to delay too much because the rest of my points will probably be brought up at the end. But this episode is anything but satisfying. You know, you get scenes where Jamie's running through the streets yelling, "Guard, guard!" when you could have spent more of that time explaining why Euron is actually someone to be feared, you know. But no.
Yeah.
He ends up being a bigger wuss and a bigger plot hole than anything.
Seriously.
It's so frustrating. All right, let's get to episode 6, man. Let's get to the final episode.
Let me just say too, for 5, that I hated that the most about his character. You introduce him as like the next bad guy with Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do anything. I mean, he did. Killed the dragon, technically, but like that, dude. Like, I don't know. Sorry. This is so dumb to me.
It's terrible. Okay, let's do it. Episode 6 starts off with Tyrion walking through King's Landing's rubbles, the ashen remains of King's Landing. This scene should have been chilling. This scene should have been the most horrifying scene ever. I came into episode 6X. Derek, I don't know about you. I came into episode 6 with no expectation after episode 5, after season episodes 3 to 5. This should have been the swan song. This should have been the Avengers Endgame of episodes. But what ended up happening was me feeling indifferent.
You got DC'd.
Oh, dang, son.
This is exactly how to put it. What is this? Season 7, right?
Season 8.
8. Season 1 to 7 was Marvel. Season 8 was DC. That's like the perfect way to put it. Honestly, for me.
Oh man, it's terrible, you know. And we're talking about Tyrion walking through King's Landing here. We're gonna actually get to dissect this a little bit more than the others. We're seeing Tyrion walk through King's Landing. He's going through the crypt, the dragon crypt, and all of a sudden, Derek, it's a little clearer, you know. Not much rubble. You see some rubble, but look at this. All of this was falling apart.
Let me point this out to you too. Right there. Yeah. Yep. Look behind him. Right there in that shot you have up right there.
Yeah.
Look at that. So it's even stupider that Cersei and Jaime could have just stepped 2 yards to the right and would have been saved. Stupid, dude. It's like ridiculously stupid.
And the funny thing is, we just saw it on the video feed a couple of minutes ago. Everything was falling behind them.
Yes,
no way that would have been clear.
It didn't look like bricks to me. It looked like an entire damn floor collapsed on their whole, like, tombed them in, pretty much.
And no way that would have been cleared by the Unsullied. You know, no way they would have been like, let's clear this up for Tyrion to go through and see his brother and sister.
And that's my thing. So Tyrion just lifts 2 to 3 bricks, and there they are, barely buried under anything. What the hell fell on them? Like, I mean, I know it's bricks that you probably would die, honestly, but still.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, there's literally a wide open spot. Like, that's just so stupid.
Kobe.
And I wish that happened, because then maybe it'd be funny if Tyrion just like, or Cersei comes back to life, and she's like, oh, she's alive, and Tyrion's just like chokes her, and she's like, I would have liked that even, dude. Or maybe, honestly, you know, when he was hitting the brick, I thought he was hitting Cersei at first. I thought that would have been like really dark, but.
Oh wait, I got a shot of it. Hold on, here. Let me. There he is. He's finishing her off. You just.
Right in her bosom. Yeah,
oh
it's. That, I mean, okay, so I love Tyrion. Tyrion's like, if a lot of people look at the story as Game of Thrones as Tyrion's story. A lot of people think that. And it's true. He's there for everything. It was sad. Like, I felt for him. Like, you kind of feel like in his shoes at that moment. Like, this is my siblings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're dead. It is sad. Dude, Jamie was his only real friend, and it was sad. And I did feel, and I teared up at that part because I'm like, I feel for you, Tyrion. Dude, he has like nobody, and it's sad. In that moment, he realized he literally is the last Lannister alive.
Yeah.
So it was sad. I'll give that to Game of Thrones. Good job there, but how they died was so dumb.
It's not the greatest. BMO King of Woo in the chat says the Unsullied use their excavating skills from season 7 when they mined dragon glass.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, that's
hilarious.
funny, dude.
Okay.
That's funny.
And then next up, Derek. So we saw the Unsullied pretty much wiped out in the battle for the Battle of Winterfell with the Night King. All of nowhere, we get a jillion of them show back.
Not the Unsullied, the
Dothraki.
Dothraki. Even episode 5, they just flooded King's Landing. Where did they come from? Danny's not telling us something. Her and Drogo are still popping out babies or something. Something's going. Oh no! Yeah, they're just, dude. It was like none of them died. There was a lot.
Yeah. So I think this is a good point that we can make, Derek. You know, through all the rage that we're going through and the incoherence of our feelings, the devil is in the details, and that's kind of what makes you appreciate Game of Thrones in the earlier seasons. You see them setting up all these little things like horns that could shatter walls, and like a dagger that this Meister in training found that could actually kill Nightwalkers. Apparently, you know, like they set all these things up only for them not to deliver on any of it, and the details, like, okay, the Dothraki apparently are all right, and
right.
Apparently Tyrion could walk through the area where Jaime and Cersei got crushed by every single brick.
Funny. There was like this little part at the top, and he just crawled up there. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, of course, Tyrion has to be the one to fit through there, right? Like, just and were you the only one like that? I thought, like, how did he know to go there?
Yes, yeah. Like,
what in your right mind made you think they would just?
I get that was the exit, right? I get that was the canal.
Right.
But why that
right.
pile of bricks? Why that specific pile of bricks?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, you know why, Derek? Because it was the only pile of bricks there. Everything else was clear.
You know, honestly, like, technically, theoretically, Tyrion should be just think that his brother is out. Because that was the plan. His brother get in the boat and leave. So there's no reason why he would think that. I mean, I guess there may be because Danny burned down the whole damn city, but like he saw her ring the bell. You should just, I don't know why you're like, it's like he was like looking for him almost, which is weird. Yeah. But I don't know. Inconsistency is literally the main word of the season. Yeah. Very
and that's
bad.
our biggest gripe, right? I think you and I can agree that that's our biggest gripe. BMO King of Woo in the chat said there were no Dothraki women or children either, which is absolutely true. You don't see them anymore. Where are they? And
maybe the other ones that died in episode 3. I guess.
Gosh. I guess.
Because obviously they're all alive still, because for some reason.
Yeah, right? Oh, this is a great point. BMO King of Woo in the chat says he was brave enough. This guy is probably one of the smartest people in Westeros. He was dumb enough as well to walk through a building that could potentially crumble at any moment on top of him.
Right. Well, obviously not, because 3 yards behind him, it was wide open. So maybe he's like, oh, you know, because from what I thought, you know, maybe the entire, well, because correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I don't know this for sure. I don't know the layout, but isn't where they wasn't that the very bottom of the entire Red Keep?
Yes.
So theoretically, that whole top came down on them.
Yes.
And that was what happened. It's shocking, dude. I don't get it, man. I really don't.
It's
inconsistent.
Yeah.
So the basement. Yeah, exactly what Bioki said.
Yeah, the basement.
I guess
it's right next to the canal. That's how Tyrion says. That's how you get out. Is there's a way out from? Oh my gosh.
Must be the strongest damn basement, but not for people that scene was cool, by the way.
Yeah,
I like that metaphor with the wings. That was sick.
Would have been so much better if we actually liked the episode. Like that would have been like,
See, that's what I'm
yes,
saying.
queen.
That little scene. That stuff that you love Game of Thrones for.
Yes.
But you ruined it with everything. And yeah, BMO King's right. The snow did come out of nowhere. I thought it was ash, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like being
That's
Chloe
all
the whole
ash,
time, like,
yeah,
is that
yeah,
ash or is it snow? But it was
It's
snow.
probably a mix of both, right? Like,
It probably is, but it did just come out of nowhere. Cause there was one scene where you could tell it was snow, because like I can't remember what it was, but like I think it's when before we haven't got into yet, where John and Danny are talking. You could definitely tell it was snow. Yeah, you could definitely tell it was snow, and I forget. I think it like I think you see a flake like fall on her face, and it like melted. It didn't like pat her down like ash would.
okay.
Something like that. It was something
feel
very
it's
like
both.
you're like, oh,
I still
it was
feel
just
it's
like,
both. Yeah.
yeah, it probably is mixed of both. Though, no, honestly, there's a lot of fire. Things were
Yeah,
still
and, like,
burning.
It's the
should
whole
be insane
symbolism
amount of
thing,
ash.
right? It's the whole
Yeah.
symbolism thing. Yeah. Oh man, look at that.
And that was
crazy
her
look.
vision, right?
her
Like in
acting.
what? Yeah,
Her
her
acting
vision.
is so
that
good.
was her vision, though. In what season was that? She sees the throne of ice,
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
or she sees the throne with snow, and there was the fan theories came out like, oh, it's because of Jon Snow, and technically they were kind of right in a way.
Oh man, it's rough. Like, and then John stabbing her after they make out. Like,
Yeah.
again,
Auntie,
nothing.
Let me kiss you one more time.
Like there's nothing wrong about the actual events, in my opinion. Like, this would have worked if they gave us a build-up. If they just told us why.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
spend less time walking through the Red Keep that isn't apparently in rubbles. Spend less time giving us gratuitous shots of the Dothraki just like, you know, you could accomplish those shots in much shorter time. You could give us the gravity of, okay, these are the remaining Unsullied and the remaining Dothraki. Cool. And then spend more time telling us the story and less time telling us why. I guess is it okay if we skip over to the election, the sort of election of the king? Are you cool with that, Jack, or do you have more to talk about?
Oh, I thought it'd be funny if like the Filipino dub version, when she gets stabbed, it's like, you will forever be my queen. Then like cue Filipino drama music when she gets. That's gonna be the funniest. Someone's gonna do it on Facebook. I just know
I'm
it.
pretty sure.
I'm waiting for
sure.
it. But I'll tell you what I didn't like about that. That's
Go.
another scene I didn't really like, because
Which one?
but after this, well, I mean, I like the fact that John killed her, but
Okay.
the dragon scene after was weird for me.
The dragon rage.
Yeah, the dragon burns the throne. For some reason, this dragon becomes the most intelligent creature of all the series. If that's the metaphor, then yes. But me and Kevin Maddox, who also watches the stream from time to time, we both thought the same thing. Like, maybe the dragon saw the pointy sword in Danny and said, "Sword, pointy sword, pointy swords." Son of a bitch! It burned the thing down. That's what.
It's more
There's
primal.
like a meme. Right. Because I don't understand that. Like, at what point would a dragon, or would the show make you think that the dragon understood that? Right?
Yeah.
The dragons are smart. Don't get me wrong. They are. But like, I don't know. I thought that was weird. But then I also made a joke that, they have to burn the throne because the person becomes a king can't really. Where's he gonna sit? That's why I made the joke to close. But yeah, it was weird. Very. I like the metaphor behind it though. Like, if Danny can't sit there, no one can. Kind of type metaphor. When he kind of takes her dead body, which is sad, and flies off. I honestly thought. I think it'd be cool if the dragon like just bowed down to John. You know what I mean?
All hail the king.
Right. I thought that's what was going to happen, because he's a Targaryen. And see, that's my other point, which just remind me later, because it kind of doesn't make sense. We haven't got through everything, what I'm about to say about that, but about John, which I didn't like. But
No, go for it.
yeah.
Go for it. We'll skip through. Go for it.
Okay, well, for me, I felt like that episode ruined everything about Jon being a Targaryen. There was, for me, there's nothing. Like, he did nothing with that heritage at all. Like, why would you even say he's a Targaryen? That amounted to nothing. At the end, back to where he started. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for me, like they brought that idea that he was a Targaryen. It's like, okay, cool. He's gonna be the next king for sure.
Yeah, because Daenerys ends up being cool with it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And for a long time,
yeah.
she's like the only one that really knows for a while. Her and of course Sam, and then they tell everybody, blah 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 blah. But that's my thing though. It's like, what was the point of telling them that, and like your family saying to you, you're the rightful king, and then now they're like totally cool with him. Oh yeah, it's cool. You can just go back to the wall. Like, I don't know. I thought that was just dumb. It's like, you could have left out that he's a Targaryen. It would have changed nothing. It actually would have been better, because that would have been a love story, and he would have to kill his wife, technically. You know what I mean? And it wasn't his auntie. So it's just, I don't know. I just feel like, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't remember any scene where his Targaryen heritage really in that moment, it was such a game changer that needed to be in the story. For me, I feel like they didn't need to add that because of how the show ended. Yeah. That they could have just kept him a bastard the whole time.
Yeah. The main thing I think it would have changed is Varys would have stayed alive.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably it. That's probably it. But I think maybe not, because he was like kind of saying how crazy she was getting anyways.
Yeah, I mean, because like the only reason, I think, for me, the only reason he ended up moving against her was there was an alternative. There was another Targaryen that had a claim to the throne.
That's all I thought.
Yeah. But like, oh, man. Yeah. BMO in the chat says Jon got peer pressured the whole season because it was just a bunch of people telling him what to do for episode after episode. And then BMO says it proves that, you know, people never really cared for Jon, especially the writers. I guess, you know, it was more of a, I guess we got to squeeze it in some way that he's the king. You know, he's related to Rhaegar and Lyanna.
It's not, that's the thing. It's like, and he was always the people. He was like the People's Choice Award winner. You know what I mean? Like, the people loved him. He was like the fan favorite, and then he just went back to nothing. Pretty much, dude. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, it's cool that he was happy at the end. You could tell he was for him.
He was content at the end.
Dude, you literally lost the two loves of your life in this whole show, and like, one was your aunt, and it's just like, I don't know.
One was your aunt.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, really, to me, it's like, he literally, if you put it like simpler, he literally became a bastard at the end.
Oh yeah.
He didn't go back to Winterfell, where he could have went. He's technically half Stark. He's half Targaryen too. You know what I mean? He went back as an outsider. He went to where the wildlings are.
Ooh, I like that caption. Where the wildlings
It's fine. Are. I mean, it's just, why would you even announce that he's a Targaryen? It just, to me, I just didn't get that.
Yeah. And apparently all the wildling children and women are back. So yeah.
Yeah, I was happy to see Tormund though. I'll tell you that.
Were you happy to see Ghost? Huh?
Yes, I'm so happy he at least pet his damn dog. My lord.
It took one whole season, but he finally gave some love to the dog.
Seriously, I don't even know about one whole season. It might have been more than that. He didn't really seem to have a lot of, you know, and there was that theory too. Remember when he died that he would go inside ghosts and.
Yeah, because in the books he works, but you know that's neither here nor there. But okay, so let's tackle TP Poker's question, Derek. So what do you think?
You're right.
We're on the wildlings right now. What do you think will happen to the wildlings? And you know, will they get another giant? You know?
So there's a reason why I do like that, and what I was saying, I kind of like it. Possible, and it's confirmed they're gonna do side stories for Game of Thrones. So possible side story for Jon, maybe, yeah. Like, there is the question, he was assigned to the wall, but why is he going to the wildling? That's kind of a question that's up in the air. Arya as well when she left.
A thing from the HBO producer, or someone higher up in HBO saying they won't do sequels. They're only going to do prequels.
Okay, well then maybe not. So, that just begs the question. It's kind of up in the air. TP Poke. I don't think another giant will grow because I don't think they've ever hinted that another giant was alive. Could be wrong.
Are we talking about TP Poker? Clarify this. Are we talking about a figurative giant where another series would end up being huge, or are we talking about a wildling giant or a giant a giant character, a giant what's it called?
Oh yeah, like
race of giants, because we kind of lost the giants in the battle for Winterfell, right? And the Battle of the Bastards.
Even the battle at the wall too. Yeah, the wall lost like 2 of them too. Yeah,
we lost everyone. So
yeah, I think the wildlings will be fine. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of, I think the wildlings will be fine because apparently the White Walker is dead.
Oh yeah.
But see, and that's even another thing. I was kind of looking at old clips, dude. There's a part, when the White Walker turns the male child, to like a White Walker, right? Remember that?
Yeah. They never explain any of that. Like
exactly, dude. And not even that. That place where he did that was like a castle, dude. It was like a place, like a home base. So maybe the what I'm saying? The wildlings don't face any threat right now, at all.
Yeah.
The kingdom's cool, dude. It's like, what is John gonna say, bro? You guys are good. My brother's like the king. I got you guys. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of stupid, dude. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about. Okay, so let's talk about the election. Let's talk about Bran the Broken. Oh man. Derek. Can we
There's
start
even
with
a meme when John was going back, and they're on the dock, and Brandon, there's like a meme that says Brandon saying like, John, it's cool, bro. You can stay. Like, come on, dude. Come on, Brandon. He's like, I'm the king, dude. It's cool.
Oh man. So let's talk about that smug look he had, man. It was so smug. Where he was like, that's why I've been along this journey the whole time, because I knew I was gonna be king.
Turn away they asked him to be the Lord of Winterfell. Nah. Yeah, king of the damn 7 kingdoms. Yep, that's why I'm here, dude. Really, Bran? That's why you're there? No, I don't think so, brother. It's weird. Okay, so that's the thing. When this first happened to me, when I first watched it, I was like, what? Me and Chloe looked at each other like, we're like, okay, this show is just officially stupid. I just don't understand. But then after it, I was kind of thinking, I don't know who else would have been the king. Honestly, it makes sense for him to be the king, because I think they mentioned wargs, like the people who play wargs, they like live to like 200 plus, and he's still young. So he'll be alive for a long time, and he'll know everything that's going to happen. But dude, if anything, I feel like that was more of a douche move. Like he knew everything was going to happen for that moment for him to be king. He knew all of it was going to happen for him to be, you know what I mean? Like he saw it all, but he's like, you know what? I'll just chill in Winterfell. I'll roll up there.
King's Landing.
Yeah, I'll roll up there at the end, and they're just gonna announce me king. It's gonna be all chill, dude. That's all I did. All his journey. Where did he ever mention that was the idea of him? The 3-eyed raven is not a king of this. You know what I mean? Oh, HBO. You guys, I don't know. I don't disagree with it, but I don't agree with it either, because at the time there's really no one else that could have been king. I think that would work.
Yeah,
a lot of funny moments. Like when
and here's the thing, right?
Like Uncle, sit down.
We talk about Game of Thrones and we talk about the series because, let's be honest, it's become one of the greatest shows ever, and there's a reason why people care about it, because it had been good. It was good, and sure, you can always say that there's no way it could end and live up to your expectations, but there are ways, because people seem to be in consensus about what's wrong with it. So it's
there's also
so
like
frustrating.
it's just sad, because at the end of the day, you're like, I was trying to think like, who else would I put it? Obviously you'd put Jon as king, but you're not going to make him king because he just killed Daenerys. Obviously it's not going to work. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be Tyrion, which I thought that was weird to begin with. Like he walks up there with Grey Worm. They own the city, the Unsullied. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
They just did a lot of jumps. For me, it felt like a time jump right there, right? It was like
Yes, it was a massive time jump.
right. That's stupid. Like, what do you, Game of Thrones has never done that. And guys, I want to make something clear. I am not saying that season 6, the rush pace is bad. It's not, but that's not what Game of Thrones has been. That's why it's bad. You know what I mean? It's never been right in your face. This is what happened. If that's been like that all through the beginning, that'd have been a good show. But the whole show has been right along with the characters. You know what I mean? You kind of, it builds up, like I would say.
It's been slow. It's been well thought out.
Exactly. And they changed that at the last season, which is why me and a lot of people are thrown off. Strangely, a lot of people love the season. I don't see it, but that's their opinion. I respect it, of course, but it's just kind of weird.
People are allowed to have their thoughts, and I think the reason,
of course,
I keep saying it. The reason why we're so up in arms about it is because we've cared about the characters, and we've grown to be fond of the story, and the fact that it feels rushed. Yeah, it feels rushed, man. That's the point.
So rushed.
You shouldn't be able to tell if you're watching a story that you love. You shouldn't be able to say, wait, there's something wrong with this, and then look on the internet and find out that they went through contract negotiations and they've had Star Wars waiting in the wings. You shouldn't be able to find out all that stuff and put it together in your head and be like, that's why this feels rushed. It's because they wanted to get through it already, and they could have gone for another 2-3 seasons and properly play this out. Like imagine one whole season for the Long Night, for the Battle of Winterfell to be played out properly.
That'd have been awesome.
Man.
And it's like, it's sad that, like, I don't think at any point in time, if I do, I won't watch season 8. I don't ever think I want to go back and watch the show. That's how bad this last season was for me. Normally, like a good show like The Office, I've watched it over and over again. You know what I mean? It's like this, I don't think I could. Like maybe the first 6 seasons and I'll stop. But
even
it's like,
then, man, like you'll be.
I
like,
know it's like you're gonna know.
Yeah,
you know how it's gonna end. You're like, this is dumb. I don't even want to watch anymore. I like what BMO King said. How did the Unsullied and Dothraki? It makes so much sense. Exactly.
So how did the Unsullied and Dothraki not kill Jon on the spot? Because they know Daenerys is dead. They have no one to answer to, and they're filled with freaking fury and anger.
They're already killing innocent people. Jon and Grey Worm almost fought. I thought they were about to. So you're telling me that at that last moment, Grey Worm's like, you know what? It's okay. Let's just keep him prisoner. What?
No sense.
That's inconsistent right there again, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. Dothraki were hinting where they were about to rape a woman in that 5th episode.
Oof.
Remember that?
Man,
when Arya saved her?
really, oh man, that's
what I'm saying. So like these thirsty guys let Jon live.
No way.
Right, BMO, you're totally right.
No way.
Doesn't make sense. He's our prisoner.
Yeah.
Like, okay, dude, you killed people for fun, Grey Worm. Why'd you not kill Jon? You killed your queen. And he even said, we're only killing them because order of our queen. So,
he's defenseless too, because he also has nothing to live for as well.
Exactly. There's no reason for him to have saved him. He didn't want the city. He wants to follow Dany.
Yeah.
You're telling me that so what we can gather from that is that he was more crushed by Dany's death than sad.
Sorry, you got cut off. Then who?
I said it's even sadder because it was like Dany's death was more tragic to him than Missandei's death.
Oh yeah.
I said Melisandre, but I meant Missandei. Like that's the saying. That changed him so much that he was good and wanted to lock Jon up. And it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. The only thing at the end was nice with the music, very feels, and I liked that at the end. I was kind of like, the reason why I kind of was a little okay at the end was I had that idea in my mind that, you know what, Ned Stark is probably really proud right now. That's the only thing. All his kids had power at the end, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Losing his head meant that his kids would live long and prosper.
Yeah. Also the possible. See, there's no sequel, so I thought that maybe they might do an Arya spinoff because she's like
which is what
mapping out
everyone
the
thought.
world.
Yeah,
Right,
which is
but
what everyone
No
wanted.
sequels. So
I
it's
want
gonna
to
be.
see Arya go west, man. I want to see Arya go west.
And you know what? It's gonna be sad because I 100% promise you that the prequels are gonna be way more popular than this season or this show, just because of that season.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
They need to do like a Ned and Robert like show when they were like in their prime, dude. Because they had a really like sick war where him and Ned alone took down like everybody. So like, I think that'd be a cool era to film or do a show. But yeah, man, it's just I don't know. It sucked. I hated it.
You know what story I want to find out about? I want to know more about the fall of Valyria.
Yeah, that's that too.
Yeah, I want to see more magic in the Game of Thrones universe. Is what I want to see. More red comets.
It's sad, man. Tough. You look at the first, just watch the first season, and you just know, like, so
much hope. Like
so much better.
Yeah, we tackled this in the last episode. I brought this up where one of the things that has disappointed me the most, and it continues till the very end, is we still lack the magic that we were promised. You know?
I know.
We weren't expecting Lord of the Rings level ghosts were flying around, helping win the war. No, we didn't need that. The promise was it'd be in a grounded way so that you could think back and be like, wow, this is how magic would have looked like in the medieval ages if magic was real. You know, it'd be spoken of early on in hushed tones because, you know, not many people practiced it anymore. And then it'd build up to the point where, okay, this threat, the Night King and the long winter are coming, you have to fight magic with magic. You have to fight the unknown fear and terror of the undead with your own firepower, and we didn't get any of that. Ay.
We got devastation. So I'm saying you didn't have the Oberyn Mountain type of fight. That was like the last time probably. That was like, you know what I'm saying? Like season 4 is my favorite, but it's because Oberyn's my favorite. But like that fight scene was so cool.
Yes.
I've watched that fight scene many times, and it's like just that idea of like the type of time they're in, and the fight scene they could have portrayed. Like the Mountain Hound fight was pretty cool, but sad. It's just they rushed it, and it's as easy to assume that they were. From what I was told, I've heard in articles that I've seen that HBO was handed a blank check, and they're like, okay, finish it.
Wow. And they still did this?
Like, no, I'm saying they were like, finish it in 6 seasons. Or 6 episodes, sorry. 6 episodes. Like, here you go. Here's a blank check. But that's what I'm saying. They crammed it all into 6 things. Which makes sense because a lot of the graphics and the CGI were great.
And it's disappointing that it was used in the way it was.
Right, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. If they probably expanded this out to 10, 12 episodes like they normally are, it would have probably been good.
Dude.
Been a lot better.
So here's my pitch. Here's my pitch for you. Yes. Give us one full season of The Long Night. Give us one full season to flesh out more of the Night King's motivations. Give us the preparation at Winterfell and the. You could still give us politics there. You could give us more magic and give us the politics of how King's Landing is preparing in case they do lose or in case they do win. And then give us the final season of the final war. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, What could have been? What could have been?
What could have been? It's sad.
If anything, Derek, this makes me want to listen to the audiobooks of the books.
No, exactly. And I wasn't ever planning to read the books because I'm like, I like Lord of the Rings stuff, but I wasn't trying to get into another long series of books. But I almost want to now because I know George
R.R. Martin.
He's R.R. Martin. Sorry, my head was like,
I got you.
See, I'm so out of it from the season. I can't even think. I know he'll end it good because everybody says the books are great compared to the show. So I can't imagine how he'll end it. You know what I mean? And that's, for me, the thing that ruined the whole show was the White Walkers like ending abruptly. Episode 3.
Yes.
It's like I said last week. Literally, the entire Game of Thrones, "Winter is Coming" has been the poster tagline, has been the show tagline, has been what the whole entire series has been about. Winter is coming. Winter was here and ended in the same episode. You guys got to think about that. That's bad. That's horrible, dude. Like the entirety of the season was building up for that fight of the show, and then it ended the same day they arrived. And the other fight scenes, the White Walkers were sick because it was prolonged. Like when Jon and Fire Guy was stuck on the ice and Danny came to save him.
Dondarrion?
Yeah, that was a cool fight because it's prolonged. It was. It's sad, man. It's really sad.
It really is, and it's because this show has been so good. It's been so good, and it's promised so much, and then it fails to deliver.
Yeah, it failed. It let us down, dude. I think they could have. It would have probably been even better if they didn't kill all her dragons.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just, I just
given more hope. Given more hope. Oh, see, Bimo in the chat says they didn't even bring back any of the white bears in the final fight.
I know. Where were those? That's what I'm saying, dude. Like even the first, like Juancho said last week, the first thing we ever see in Game of Thrones is a White Walker. Why did you not expound on that? It's they didn't even fight that much, honestly. Danny, where was your rage at on that fight, girl?
Oh, yeah.
That's where you needed it the most. We needed that anger right there to save. I don't know. It's a lot of things, man. They really did bad on. I think.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck because they can never fix that. You know what I mean? It's not like.
Yeah, it's done.
It's not like Star Wars where they wrote in the future and you can change the past and a little bit in between to still make it good. Nope, can't at all. It's done.
It's done, man. It's done. What is dead may never die. Yeah.
Yeah. The inconsistency, man. It's sad.
Okay.
What's even sadder is we've been waiting all this time.
Yes, we waited an extra year for this. Okay, Derek, I want to put us out of our misery. All right, if we do this too long, we're just gonna spiral into depression.
I know,
which is not healthy because that is a serious thing. So let's talk and wrap things up.
Let's do it.
Give me your rating for season 8 as a whole. If you want to break it down and then give me the average at the end, or if you want to give your feelings first, go ahead. But give me your thoughts on season 8.
So I'm gonna break it down. The only episode I think I truly liked was episode 2 of the season. Maybe 1, because 1 wasn't too bad. It was the beginning. 3 kind of set me in a bad attitude towards the rest of the season, so I didn't enjoy it that much. That being said, I love dragons. Dragons are cool. I'm biased with dragons. It was cool seeing the city burn just because it was a dragon, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the idea. This is a really bad season for me, if not the worst season of the entire show, in my opinion. I honestly, if I would have rounded up, I'd probably give it a 2. It's bad. That bad. A 2 just because I really genuinely enjoyed 1 episode. That was the only episode, that's why that wasn't inconsistent. That wasn't out of Game of Thrones place, dude. It was a long... Dude, if you think about it, that episode 2 was a pretty, like, in real time, it was fairly fast. You know what I mean? They didn't go to bed. They were all... they were there. Yeah. And, like... But they made you, you jumped around, you got to feel for people and relive their stories. That was awesome. I loved that. Yeah. That was the Game of Thrones that I wanted. And for that alone, that's the only reason why I'm giving it a 2, just because of that episode. Yeah. But this is horrible for me, man. I didn't like it. And the Cersei thing just ruined it too for me. I really watched this entire show I was like, I can't wait for this girl to die. And everyone knew she was going to die. It's given.
Yeah.
Not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, inconsistency killed it for me on this one. So I would stay straight 2.
Damn.
Yeah, bad 2. What are we gonna use as a counter for this?
2 dragons out of 3.
2 Dothraki out of
Out of a billion.
yeah. Oh, I don't even know if it's so bad.
Yeah.
How about you, man? What are your rounded thoughts on the whole season?
Okay, so my thoughts are pretty much match your thoughts. I feel we've gone through it throughout the episode. I feel like the inconsistencies, the little details that they've gotten right so far that have weaved the stories in, ended up nowhere. We ended up getting major inconsistencies throughout this season that, because of the storytelling and because of the script, became the focal points and the focus, which shouldn't be the case if the story is actually carrying the show. You wouldn't make too much of a big deal out of coffee cups and bricks on the floor not being where they should be if it was told in the proper way. But it's taking you out of the experience of the show, and what you end up feeling is a sense of, I gotta look this up later on and see why. Am I the only one who feels this? And see why I feel like it's too fast, or I can't put my feelings together. I'll look it up online and see what other people are saying. Yes, that's right. It does feel super fast. There are plot lines that didn't connect and ended up nowhere. There are characters that I feel like were portrayed the wrong way, and you shouldn't feel that way when you're immersed in a story. You should be on the ride. You should be on the journey and feel the highs and the lows of the character and see their point of view, instead of being removed and having an out-of-body experience and say, wait, that's what's happening? That is not what a show or a movie should do. And I'll tackle this in our overall recap of the series in just a little bit, but season 2 for me, really is... season 8 for me really is a 2. I'm with you, Derek, because it is everything but satisfying, and that whole 2 rating that I'm giving comes from episode 2, and a little bit of episode 1, because episode 1 gives you hope. You're fresh in, you're back in the universe of Game of Thrones, where you're like, oh my word, I waited 2 years for this, and I'm finally getting the ending that I've been waiting for. Episode 2 sets you up where you're like, yes, we're getting the long night, the winter has come, and then it goes.
Yeah.
And
it came and went.
It came and went, and it just feels so unsatisfying. And they gave us that breakdown at the end of season 2 of how hard, end of episode 3, sorry, of how hard that episode was to shoot, to give you that 55 plus minute experience or more. But now that you look back on it and you think, wow, they're showing you how hard it was because the story wasn't there. You can't help but think that anymore. They make you feel for the actors and the crew and how hard they work, because you don't feel that for the story. You don't feel that in the writer's room.
Bad.
Right? So at the end of the day, I feel more broken than Bran does about the story. And
I don't know what I am now.
Right?
I'm something else now. That's what Brandon said.
Something else.
Something else now.
Oh, I love BMO King. Ooh, I love BMO in the chat saying, what rating? There is no season 8. It doesn't exist. And it's sad how people have to feel this way. Yes, hard work has gone into this show. You can never take that away. But season 8 has done that hard work wrong. And like how Emilia Clarke felt Daenerys' story in season 8 would be what she's remembered for, season 8 of Game of Thrones is what it's going to be remembered for, is what the series is going to be remembered for. Yeah. In conjunction with how good the earlier seasons were. But you're going to start, when people ask you, oh, I never saw Game of Thrones, Derek, how was it? Your mind will immediately jump to season 8 and how badly it was ended.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to say, is don't watch it.
Because all the groundwork they laid in the previous seasons will not be ended satisfyingly. And the person who's never seen Game of Thrones, you'll tell them like, it started out so great, but I don't think you'll want to see it till the end.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that in a sad way. It's a bad
right. Miko P in the chat saying our wheels are broken. Man.
Yeah,
so,
you're totally right, Miko P.
Yeah, right. It's
stop at season 6 and wait for the books. There you go. That's what I'll tell them. It's perfect. See, and the thing that sucks is there's that theory that maybe at the end that they're all in Bran's vision. I think that would have been way better than that. You know what I mean? At the part in episode 3 when he said, "I have to do something." What the hell did you do, Bran? You freaking. I was like, oh, crows. Yeah. Yep, they're up there. That's what he did. Yeah, they're flying.
By
up
the
there.
way,
Like, that'd have been cool. At that part, it went back to that part at the very end, and it's like, you see what will happen. And everybody, he's like, this is what will happen if you continue to fight. Then the White Walkers can go back to their home. Cersei will be freaking scared out of her mind. Then Dany will be like, oh my God, I become this crazy bee. And then, it'd have been all, I think that would have been better.
Yeah.
Exactly. Twilight ending. Exactly. Dude, I think that would have been, it would have just been stupid, but that would have been way better. You know what I mean? Yeah, and the Night King would understand because the Night King would see it too because he warged the Night King.
Yeah.
It's just, dude, that's my thing too. That Bran storyline. What did that amount to? Nothing. You're the three-eyed raven. Okay, cool. You went back to see that Jon was a Targaryen, which did, like I said, nothing for the story. You became three-eyed raven to what? Not be the three-eyed raven, obviously, king. So that didn't make any sense. You didn't do your powers. His powers before that were way cooler. You know what I mean? Like when definitely. He warged when he was a kid was like way cooler. When he warged Hodor all those times. Oh my God. Yeah. You messed up bad, Game of Thrones.
You done messed up, Game of Thrones. If I may quote Angry Joe for a second. No, yeah. So
yeah, it was. I didn't like it, man. It was too.
If to recap the entire series, Derek, because I would rather not go back to Game of Thrones after this, and it's why I'm showing all these credits right now to give credit to the crew and the cast and all those people. If anything, this show has made me want to just look at the books. Look at the books.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to the audiobooks and just find out about the story there, and that's it. I would rather forget about the series, and it's just tough. It's rough. It would have been the greatest TV show of all time if it weren't for that final season. And so much, really like we said, so much effort went into it, and then it just amounted to that. So, unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
They had such a good 1 and 2 led so good, man.
Yeah.
3 killed it, and everything else, I can't even. Oh, it's sad. It's just sad.
It really is. It really is. The TV phenomenon goes.
I just remembered another thing. Like Dorne, they were there. Where the hell were they? The whole. Come on, dude. Where was the Moon Guard? Or like we were saying that last week. Where the hell were they in the freaking little puberty boy looks like an adult now. That kid.
The Knights of the Vale. The Knights of the Vale.
Oh my. Yeah, Knights of the Vale. I wanted to slap that kid in earlier episodes. He was so annoying. Mom, I want milk. Oh,
he still kind of was in that coronation scene, that election scene.
Yeah, it was just weird. Like, where were you guys all before the fight? They weren't there.
Yeah.
Dorne. I thought Dorne was wiped out. I'm confused.
Yeah.
They didn't all die.
No.
Right? No. Like did all the daughters die?
Yes. Well,
but all
the ones that were shown on screen died.
Oh no, wait, the mom did die, right? Cersei killed the mom.
Because of Cersei. Yeah, because of Cersei.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. See? But obviously I don't.
Yeah. Miko P in the chat says that's what happens when you have another project lined up and they're paying big money. So we're blaming Star Wars now. We're blaming Disney, I guess is the
D&D. It's all your fault. I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, David Benioff and DB Weiss. Yeah.
Oh, man.
We don't say those names anymore on this show. All right, we will never say those names until Star Wars comes out, and then they have a good first two movies, and then the third one sucks. We're calling it. Yeah. We're calling it. All right,
please, dude. I'm scared. Well, not really, because J.J. Abrams is the last one, but if they were on the end of that Star Wars, I might have not watched it, like just knowing how bad.
Okay, so here's the question. Let's end on a high note, Derek. Let's end on a different note.
Okay.
Aside that isn't totally Game of Thrones. David Benioff and DB Weiss, as we've talked about in the last episode, will now be helming the reins on a potential Star Wars trilogy. And it could be set in the era of the Knights of the Old Republic. Now, we don't have as much lore established in that time frame because it's a huge time frame, right? Do you think with those super loose guidelines in place,
right,
that they could actually pull it off and not screw it up?
It depends.
Okay.
If they can extend it out, yes. If they don't cram it, yes.
Well, that's a good thing because we were talking about that a couple weeks ago. That Star Wars were like, "Hey, we're going too fast. We're going to take a step back. We're going to take it slow." That's good. What I want to hear, because now maybe they won't rush. Everything else.
Yeah.
Please don't ruin Star Wars. Please don't ruin Star Wars. Well, actually, it's kind of okay for me because if this last movie ends the series well, it's its own trilogy. So it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
That trilogy sucks. So this original one is the best. So that's fine. I can at least say that, right? So you can kind of hope for the best, but you also, if the worst happens, then you're like, oh well, at least it's not like a part of the Vader line and all this crap. And
yeah. I get you. So hopefully we can make things. They can make things happen. It's either that or we get another Wolverine Origins and Kylo Ren. Oh no, not Kylo Ren. What's his name? Revan will have his mouth sewn up and lightsabers come out of his knuckles.
yeah.
Come on, let's. That's rough. All right.
Hope for Star Wars. That's the only thing we can hope for next.
Pray for Star Wars. BMO King in the chat says they'll get swept under the rug like the Han Solo showrunners, which actually ended up good because they ended up making Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Right.
Who does? All right, Derek. Let's end the show. Let's end the show before we spiral even further. Juancho just woke up, so Juancho, hope you had a good sleep.
Oh, indeed.
All right, Derek, where can the folks at home find you when you're not on the Quit Stalling Geekcast?
You guys can find me at Sensei Humor, spelled down below there. You can see it right here. And I'm on usually Monday to Friday, 6:30 to 9:30. I've been playing World of Warcraft. We've been RPing with Herald, also JM, also playing with Sorbetas. It's really fun, guys. Entertaining. I really recommend you come check us out. That's what I'm gonna be playing for when I'm on my stream, probably most of the time. So just check that out. It'd be a lot of fun. So I have clips on YouTube as well, or excuse me, videos on YouTube and Instagram. So check those out too. But yeah, you see me there with Herald. But where can they find you, Herald, besides there?
Oh, thank you, Sensei. You guys can catch me not on Game of Thrones, but on twitch.tv/HeraldPlays. Well, mostly here, actually, with Sensei Humor. You can find me on Twitter at HeraldPlays, on Instagram at HeraldPlays as well. And on GameBite, aside from the Quit Stalling Geekcast, we also have a gaming podcast called GameBite every Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, streaming here on twitch.tv/QuitStalling. That's 9 a.m. Pacific, right? No, 5:30 a.m. No, 6:30 a.m. Pacific. Yes, I got that right. 6:30 a.m. Pacific. Check it out. You can also find all our podcasts on Spotify and anywhere you can get podcasts. All those podcatchers out there. Thank you to all our followers. Our recent followers like Luciferus, Ripperwolf, Prince13221, Sednin, Nocto, Elkite, Pulse Overwatch, Silver Spades, Blobazorn, Van Payne. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all our subscribers. Oh my word. Human Panda 22, 11 months in a row. Furan Sishu, Sensei Humor, Bimo King of Ooh, Neo Gear, Ion Hammer Stream, InstaDeezy, Gabe Bruges, and Nick Soar, of course Yummy OO as well, and everyone else who's subscribed to us at least once in their lifetimes. Thank you to Nerf Diva for leading the bit cheers with 3,402. Neo Gear coming up right behind him with 3,000. Nope _ plays. Bimo King of Ooh with a subscription. Thank you, Bimo. That's 7 months now. Thank you, Bimo.
Hey.
That's a lot of subs. That's a lot of
Thanks,
subs.
man.
Thank you. Ariga, thanks, Bimo. Thank you to all our bit cheers like Ellergen, If Not Now, Gwen, Mershi, Tita Gamings, GameMuckle, InstaDeezy, and Hweh. You guys are all awesome. Bimo rising up the ranks, tying Sensei Humor with 5 subs, I think. Oh no, 7. This isn't updating properly because Bimo should be above Sensei now. Oh.
Yeah, it says 7. That's kind of weird.
Oh. All right, well, we'll figure it out. We'll have it working out, but at least Bimo can enjoy the
Thank
emotes.
you, man. Thanks, Bimo. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it very much. If you guys want to see the rest of our content, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/quitstallingus, and on Twitter @quitstallingus. All our videos go up on demand on YouTube, youtube.com/quitstalling. We are also here on Twitch, twitch.tv/quitstalling. So hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, cheer us on with some bits if you want to. And of course, if you want to see some funny videos and photos, instagram.com/quitstalling. Find the Quitstalling Geekcast and all our podcasts on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you can get your podcasts. All right. That's it, Sensei. We're going to end the show right here. Any final words for those at home?
For those at home, you guys, thank you so much for taking this journey with us through Game of Thrones. Unfortunately, had to end so abruptly. And I don't mean that in a pun. Seriously. But no fret. We will do a lot more better shows in the future. We can actually probably start recapping on the Love, Death, and Robots too. There's still a couple of episodes we haven't reviewed yet, so that'll be fun. And yeah, we'll look forward to more of positive things in the future, hopefully.
Yes.
And hopefully you guys stick around with us then. And yeah, guys, check us out. We're always here. You know where to find us.
Yes, that's right, Sensei. We will see you guys next week. Same bat time. Maybe an earlier bat time. Same bat channel. Till then, get off your butts and quit stalling. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody!